Why, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Truly Odd Podcast, where we bring you the latest in game news and movie news. I am your host, Joe Garcia. So grab your controllers, get your popcorn, and let's dive right on in. Now, before we get to our topics today, for game news and movie news, there is CinemaCon going on right now. So there's a lot of news information coming out for CinemaCon, and I am a day behind. I've been having a busy Monday and Tuesday, so I'm getting this video to you guys late, so forgive me for that. So tomorrow I'm probably going to be dropping 2 episodes to catch up with the news, mostly focused on movie news topics. So forgive me for the lack of game news for both the videos coming out tomorrow. We'll see what ends up happening. And this might be, something that I have to rush through for this episode. I didn't get a chance to do a lot of my research because it is about 9 o'clock my time, and I did not want to record too late or get it to you too late because we didn't get an episode yesterday. So that being said, let's go ahead and dive right on to our first topic today. Our first topic that I'd like to talk about is we are 3 months down in this new year of 2025. So I would like to talk about the best games of 2025 so far. And honestly, I've only played 2 of the new games this year. And I thought that was really funny because there are a lot of games that I was very interested in playing that I did not get a chance to play. I don't have all the monies and stuff like that. But, certain games I did make sure to check out. So that being said, the 2 games I got to play this year are Monster Hunter Wilds and Split Fiction. Now, initially, I was not a fan of Monster Hunter. I wasn't really into it. But I have a girlfriend who enjoys games like that and games like Assassin's Creed, which she will be purchasing soon, I'm sure. So I'll probably get a chance to check that one out as well. But it was a game that surprisingly I ended up enjoying once I actually dove into it. Not as much the story. The story seems a bit boring to me, but the gameplay itself I have really enjoyed. So I'm going to be continuing to play that game, and I hope you guys get a chance to check that out. But for me, so far, the best game of the year, and I'm pretty sure it still would be my best game so far, is Split Fiction. Seeing that the other list of games that I've been interested in, this one just seems to stand out the most, so much so that I made sure to put the time aside to purchase it and buy it. And wow, what a phenomenal game it is. What a great story. And I'm still looking forward to playing it again when I get the chance and opportunity. But I'd also like to list off some of the games that have come out this year that I have missed, that I am still interested in checking out. Now, I'm not sure if I'll get a chance to get to all of them, but hopefully we get to a point where I will get to. And those games are Sniper Elite Resistance. I'm a big Sniper Elite fan, so I really would like to get a chance to play this game when I can. Also, Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm not a big Dynasty Warrior fan, but I'm really liking the way this one looks, so I'm hoping that I get a chance to play it. And Assassin's Creed Shadows, I have it on the list only because my girlfriend has interested me in it when she's talked about the Assassin's Creed games that she has played. Number 4, Bleach Rebirth of Souls is another game I am interested in checking out once I get the opportunity. And the last one on my list here that I missed is the first Berserker Kazan. Now, I barely found out about this one, I want to say, 2 weeks ago. And I didn't even realize it was dropping so soon. So it has already dropped, which it was in the past week or 2. So I'm definitely going to be checking out this game when I get the opportunity. And, maybe catch these games on sale and check them out. But let me know what you guys think. What has been your favorite game of 2025 so far? And are you hoping to check out any of the games that I have listed? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Moving on to our next topic. MindsEye new trailer has dropped, and I think we have a new release date that we got from this Game Informer article. Everything's going to be linked in the description down below. So it looks like we have a release date of June 10th this year, and you know how the game industry works. Things might get pushed, so we're just going to have to wait to see what happens there. But let's talk about this trailer. I thought this trailer was really fun, really entertaining. And, initially I wasn't super interested in this game. Like, I was interested from concept, but I thought it was going to be typical. But I'm liking what this story seems to be bringing. It seems like more a mixture between Grand Theft Auto and, Watch Dogs. So I'm really liking how this is looking, the futuristic set tone. I'm liking the robots and the uprising and everything that's going on in this trailer. And yeah, I just think it's going to be a game that I'm going to have to check out. And that's one thing that I love about trailers like this, cinematic trailers. Mostly gameplay trailers are the ones that capture me, so I'm sure there's going to be more to be coming out once before this game is released. But for this cinematic trailer, I thought this was very fun and entertaining, and it has captured my attention. And I am now excited for this game, more excited than I was previously. And that's all you want from trailers. So I'm hoping that the next gameplay trailer they release also ups my excitement level for this game, because I am looking forward to it as of right now. Moving on to our next topic, it looks like Take-Two CEO. If you don't know who Take-Two is, they're one of the developers of Grand Theft Auto. They work with Rockstar to get that game released. But one of the CEO of Take-Two was recently interviewed by Bloomberg, I think this past Friday. I'll have a link to the article in the description down below. Looks like he had some statements regarding why they have not announced a release date. And I'm really liking what his comment says. To summarize everything he said, so I don't have to read to you guys the entire thing, he's basically saying that, a lot of studios have their marketing materials set for a certain release date, and a lot of studios don't meet those release dates, and that's something that they want to avoid. They want to try to keep the marketing material around when they know they're going to be releasing their video game. And, after 12 years of waiting for this Grand Theft Auto game, I think this is a great strategy for them. They're probably going to be the most anticipated game to be released soon. So I think this is a great choice for them to do it this way and to market their game accurately to when they're going to be releasing it. Because if they do not, then a lot of people are going to be disappointed when they have to push a release for whatever reason, development issues, marketing issues, time window issues, whatever it may be that comes along the way before this game is released. And so I think this is a great choice for them to hold off on marketing. But most likely, we're probably looking at a December or holiday release date to match the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, which I believe was in the holidays of 2023, if I'm not mistaken. So the game was, I think, originally announced in December of 2023. Oh, sorry, 2013 was the original release date for Grand Theft Auto 5, but they announced Grand Theft Auto 6 as of December 2033. So it has been 2 years since the announcement. So I'm thinking this year we will be getting it. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens for that. And I'm finally glad that a studio is withholding a release date so they can actually meet it. But let me know what you guys think. Are you happy that Grand Theft Auto has decided to not announce a release date till they're for sure on when that will be? Or were you hoping to get a release date even though they might end up pushing it? Let me know what you all think in the comments down below. Moving on to topic number 4. It looks like Eidos-Montreal. Forgive me if I'm saying that, guys, but Eidos-Montreal has laid off about 75 developers as they have reached their mandate. According to them, after they reached their mandate, they were no longer in need of 75 valuable members of their employment and have unfortunately had to let them go because of that. Now, if you don't know who this studio is, they are the developers behind Guardians of the Galaxy, Tomb Raider, or Shadow of Tomb Raider, and I think some other games that I don't have listed down here below. I think Fable is one of the ones that they are currently working on, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is really sad to see. Again, in this game industry window right now in 2025, there have been massive layoffs just this year and at the end of 2024. And again, been part of those layoffs, so it's really sad to see this happen within the game industry. And this is why we need a union. And luckily, we now have a union in development currently. So hopefully that will be something for the video game industry that will benefit employees of all these major studios who tend to hire and do massive layoff once projects are done. And yeah, just another sad thing to see for more layoffs and continuous layoffs going forward in the game industry. I'm sure we'll hear more before this year is up. Moving on to our last video game topic of the day. So I wanted to go over the now April release. We are now on April 1st, so no April Fool's Day jokes for me, but I wanted to go over the list of games to be released this April. Now, there are quite a few games that I have not heard of, nor can I probably pronounce them all correctly. So forgive me as I go down this list and I mispronounce a lot of these games. If you are interested, again, I'll have the Game Informer release calendar for 2025 listed down below, so you guys could take a look at April when you guys get a chance if you're interested in any of these games. Now, of course, as I read this list, remember, games even a month away, even within a month, can be pushed. So, take everything I say with a grain of salt. as things are subject to change as per usual in the game industry. But the first game being released on April 1st, which is today, is Korea, or Kara. Forgive me, guys. Again, I might be pronouncing a lot of these incorrectly, so forgive me as I go along. That is going to be released on PS5 and PC. We have Croc Legends of the Gobos. That is going to be released on PlayStation 5, Xbox, PS4, and many others. I'm sure that's all consoles. I'll just say all consoles from now on if I see that. The Last of Us 2 Remaster is coming on April 3rd. So if you're interested in checking that out on PC, that will be available for PC players finally. On April 8th, we're having the South of Midnight releasing on Xbox and PC. On April 8th, we are also getting Tiny Guardian for Switch and PC. On April 10th, we're getting Blue Princess for PS5, Xbox, and PC. On April 10th, we are also getting Crash Lands 2 on PC, iOS, and Android. On April 10th, we're getting Monster Energy Supercross 25 on PS5, Xbox, and PC. On April 10th, we are getting Promise Masco Agency on all consoles, it looks like. On April 10th, we're getting Star Overdrive for the Switch. Another April 10th release, we are getting Talos Princess Reawakening on PS5, Xbox, and PC. April 15th, we are getting Lost Records, Blooms, and Rage Tape 2, PS5, Xbox, PC. April 15th, we are also getting the following games for PC and Switch. Looseful Photography Sims, Monument Valley 2. And on April 17th, we are getting Bionic Bay on PS5 and PC. April 17th, we are getting iRobot on Xbox, PS4, and Switch and PC. April 17th, we are finally getting Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on PS5. On April 17th, we are also getting Mandragora, forgive me guys, Whisperings of the Witch Tree on PS5, Xbox, and PC. On April 17th, we are also getting Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate. I believe that's going to be for all consoles and PC. On April 17th, we are getting Rusty Rabbit. April 17th again, Tempopo. April 18th, we're getting Lorna Remastered Collection on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. April 22nd, we're getting Post Trauma. On April 23rd, we're getting Once Upon a Puppet. April 23rd again, we're getting Sunder Floke. Forgive me, I don't know what that one is. April 14th, we're getting forgive me guys, I'm going to say this so wrong, but for Claro Obscure Expedient 33. Jesus, I cannot read today. Clara Obscure Expedient 33, which is a game I'm very much interested in. Also on April 4th, we're getting Factual. Oh my goodness. Jesus, guys. I don't know why I allow myself to record this. I'm going to keep this in. I don't care. Fatal Fury City of Wolves is coming on April 24th on PS5, Xbox, and PC. April 24th on PCs, we're going to get Temple Rising. April 24th, we're getting the 100 Line Last Defense Academy for the Switch and PC. We're getting on April 25th the Days Gone Remastered. And we're getting on PS5 for the first time on April 29th, we're getting Forza Horizon 5. So if you're a Forza fan for the Xbox or you've always wanted to play it, you're going to be able to play that on the PS5 as of April 29th. And on April 30th, we're getting their last two games here listed. Moto GP 25 for PS5, Xbox, and Switch and PC. And last but certainly not least, we're getting Skin Deep. Again, guys, forgive me. I'm not a very good reader, but I just wanted to list these off for you. If you're interested or confused on any of the games that I titled, please check out the ones listed down below. Now, for the month of April, none of these really jump out to me all that much. Just not my type of games, not necessarily saying they're not going to be good, but none of these have just captured my attention. The only one that has is probably the one that I butchered the most, which is Clara Obscure Expedition 33, which seems like a really fun turn-based strategy type of game, and it's really captured my attention when I checked it out. And another game I might have to check out with my best friend, who is a big car guy, probably Forza Horizon 5. He's always wanted to play it, but he's never had an Xbox before, so that might be something he checks out. And something I may end up checking out is the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I've heard good things, so it might be a game I end up checking out. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But are there any games that I listed that you guys are interested in checking out yourself, or are there games that I even missed on this list that I didn't know was being released this month? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And again, my apologies for butchering all the damn names. But moving on to movie news. So we have a lot of CinemaCon stuff to catch up on, but I also wanted to list off some things that we missed on Monday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have our first two news topics that I find interesting, and then we're going to jump into the rest of the Sony announcements from CinemaCon. And the first thing I'd like to talk about is this past weekend's box office. We have A Working Man at $15.5 million, Snow White at $14.3 million, The Chosen Last Supper at $11.7 million, The Woman in the Yard at $9.3 million, and at fifth place we have Death of a Unicorn at $5.7 million. We have Captain America Brave New World still hanging in there at seventh place with $2.9 million, Mickey 17 hanging in there at $1.9 million, and Novocaine dropping down to 10th place at $1.4 million. If you guys are interested in the totals for these, Captain America Brave New World's global box office as of right now is $409 million, which is, not a very good number for this type of film in the budget, but better than what Black Adam ended up doing for the DC universe, which they were hoping to expand with Superman and things like that, and that did not do what they wanted it to do. Mickey 17 looks like it's going to be a pretty big loss for Warner Brothers, because as of right now it's at $121 million worldwide, and not even making what the budget of the film was, which I believe was $150 million. I could be incorrect about that. Let me know what you guys think. And Novocaine so far is looking worldwide at $28 million. I don't think it's opened in all territories, so I'm pretty sure that that's looking good for the studio. That seemed to be a very low budget movie. And so, yeah, but the big news of the weekend was Snow White, which dropped to a 66%, which is a pretty big drop for a second weekend movie at the box office. You normally want to see around 50 to 20. You normally see around 40, 30, which is really hanging in there good for a movie like this. And it's really disappointing, I know, for the studio, because their first initial weekend was about 42 million. And I'm sure that they were hoping to have this past weekend be around the 20 million mark, and it ended up dropping very low. So it looks like it's already caught its audience, and I don't think anyone else is going to be going to see it. Very bad word of mouth, very bad reviews for this movie, and a lot of bad drama going on behind the scenes what happened with this movie. Right now, worldwide, it's sitting at $144 million, which is very, very bad. It hasn't even made anywhere near what the budget of this film was, which I believe was around the $250 million mark, because of reshoots, CGI, and this movie should have not cost this much money to make. So I think this is going to be a very big loss for Disney. But let me know what you guys think of this past weekend's box office down below in the comments. Moving on to our next topic. This is really exciting for me. It looks like Kevin Smith's Dogma is going to be returning to theaters. Now, if you have not seen Dogma, I highly recommend you guys check out the 20th anniversary release for Dogma, which will probably be set for around June 5th. Check it out. Make sure you guys keep that on your calendars, because Dogma is one of Kevin Smith's best films, in my opinion. Now, if you don't know who Kevin Smith is, he is the director of Clerks, the creator of Jay and Silent Bob. If you don't know who these characters are and what Clerks is, or Mallrats is, or any other of the films he's made, I highly recommend you guys look him up and check out his filmography. He makes a lot of great stoner comedies and a lot of great movies. Now, he hasn't done the best movies as of late with, Yoga Hosers, and before Yoga Hosers, I think it was, Tusk, but I think Tusk is underrated horror film in my opinion. I enjoyed Tusk, very creepy, very weird film. But Yoga Hosers was a pretty bad film. Jay and Silent Bob reboot wasn't the best, but it was decent for what it was. And Clerks 3 ended up being really good. I really enjoyed that. And I haven't checked out his most recent film. I think it's the 4:30 movie. I didn't get a chance to check that out. I'm waiting to find it on streaming or finding a way to view it. I haven't checked it out yet, but I am definitely going to be in theaters to check out Dogma. I did not get to check it out when I was younger, but I grew up with this film and I loved what this film had to say regarding religion and everything. It was just a fun, good comedy, and I highly recommend you guys check it out. Now, if you have religious stuff like that, maybe take a look at what it is before you go in. I don't want to tell anyone to check out any sensitive material for themselves, but if you don't mind it, taking the time to step away from your beliefs and just watch something pretty funny and entertaining, I highly recommend you check it out. And it has a wonderful performance from Alan Rickman in it. If you don't know who Alan Rickman is, he was Snape from Harry Potter. So if you guys loved him as an actor, he does a great performance in this movie. And I just really hope you guys take a chance to check out Dogma when it is re-released in theaters on June 5th. Moving on to our last topic of the day, which will probably be a pretty long topic. I want to go over the CinemaCon Sony announcements, which was announced yesterday on March 31st. Now, today we've had announcements from other studios. I believe we've had the Warner Brothers announcement and the Lionsgate one, which we will talk about tomorrow. That'll probably be our only two topics for tomorrow because that's a lot of information, a lot of things being released. But let's talk about what Sony has announced this year at CinemaCon 2025, and here are some of the announcements. Resident Evil is coming out, directed by Zach Krieger. Clara of the Sun, directed by Taika Waititi, starring Jonah Ortega. Jenna Ortega. I know who Jenna Ortega is. My fault, guys. That movie is set to be released. Now, mind you, we don't have a release date for all these movies because I believe that these movies are set throughout the next coming years up to 2028. It doesn't seem like they have a lot coming for 2025, but the ones that they do, I am very much interested in. We also got Grand Gear from the director of Godzilla Minus One. They have The Breadwinner, directed by Eric Apal. They have Jumanji 3 coming out. Starship Troopers, which we talked about recently, by Neil Blomkamp. The Legend of Zelda, which we talked about, by Wes Ball. We also have the announcement for the next Spider-Man movie, which is Spider-Man Brand New Day, directed by Daniel Destin Crenton, who directed Shang-Chi. So if you're a fan of the Shang-Chi movie, he will be directing the Spider-Man movie, and of course starring Tom Holland. We have the Beatles movie coming out, directed by Sam Mendes, who's a phenomenal director. And I don't know who a lot of these actors are, but we have some of the actors listed. Paul Mescal is going to be playing Paul McCartney. Harris Dixon is going to be playing John Lennon. Barry Kogan, forgive me if I'm pronouncing these names wrong, guys, is going to be played by Ringo Starr, my apologies. And Joseph Quinn from Fantastic Four is going to be playing George Harrison. So if you're interested in the Beatles movie, we're going to be getting a biopic coming up pretty soon. We're also getting 28 Days Later, going to be released on June 25th, 2025. Now, there was a bit of a spoiler on stage that was talked by Aaron Taylor Johnson from Craven fame. If you don't know who Aaron Taylor Johnson, look him up, but he was Craven. He said a bit of a spoiler that we are not going to be really seeing... oh my god, what's his name? Oppenheimer. What was his name again? Forgive me, guys. I'm going to look him up. Cillian Murphy. Yeah. So Cillian, if you don't know, the first 28 days later, Cillian Murphy was the star of that movie, and he was set to return in this movie. So it looks like he's going to be coming up towards the end of this movie. But they also announced that they're going to have a 28 years later, The Bone Temple, which is the sequel to this movie, coming out on January 16, 2026, which I think will have more of Cillian Murphy and Aaron Taylor Johnson teaming up. So we're going to be getting more of them coming soon. And finally, one of the most exciting announcements for me, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to be coming out on June 4th, 2027. Now, that is a bit crazy because I think that's going to be about 4 or 5 years after this past Spider-Man movie. Let me see. Across the Spider-Verse. Forgive me, guys. 1 second. Yeah, it came out on June 2nd, 2023. So 2023, 24, 25, 26, 27. So we're going to be getting this 4 years later, which is a crazy, crazy long time for this. There have been some images that have dropped online. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and take a look at those online. The article I have listed down below is just CinemaCon descriptions for what the footage has been for these things. So if you're interested in getting a description of what the footage is, go ahead and check that out. But I highly recommend you guys check out the John Campea show. If you don't know that, he does movie news topics, and he's been breaking down the CinemaCon presentations. I haven't had a chance to take a look at his videos, but I'm sure he'll do a much better breakdown for you than I will. So go ahead and check out his channel if you guys get the chance. Another announcement that they released was Caught Stealing, which is going to be released on August 29th, 2025, directed by Darren Aronofsky. Phenomenal director. If you don't know who he is, go ahead and look up his filmography. This seems to be an interesting film. Another film they announced is A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, set for September 19, 2025. They also announced a movie called Goat, February 13, 2026. I don't know a lot about this one. I didn't look too much into it. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. They also announced I Know What You Did Last Summer. So I'm very excited for this one. I have a cousin. His name is, we call him Junior, and he is a big fan of this horror franchise. So I'm going to be hopefully taking him to see this because I love my cousin, and I think he'll really, really much enjoy checking this out. And I'm hoping this is the return of Jennifer Love Hewitt for this franchise. We'll have to end up seeing what they do until then. So we'll see. And I'll look more into it when I get the opportunity. But yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer, set for July 28th, 2025, which is right around the corner. And their last one, and the last but certainly not least, the one I want to talk about the most, is Karate Kid Legends, set for May 30th, 2025, starring Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio returning to the Karate Kid franchise from the show, and Jackie Chan returning from the movie that he did with Jaden Smith a couple years ago. Now, they released a trailer, so I'll have that listed in the description down below for the trailer of the Karate Kid Legends, trailer number 2, I believe it is. And wow, I know it's just nostalgia for me and stuff like that growing up watching the Karate Kids movies, and I know they're from the 80s, but still, my mom was awesome and she let us watch them. So thank you, Mom, for that. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited. I got goosebumps watching this trailer. I'm loving what they seem to be doing. Now, originally I talked about this movie and said, I don't know how they're going to get Ralph Macchio to look like he can compete with Jackie Chan. But so far, from what I've seen from the trailers, they do a really good job in making him look like he can possibly keep up with Jackie Chan's character. The movie will have to come out and wait and see. I just hope they don't do what they did with Cobra Kai, because that fighting is just horrendous. While I do like the story and everything, the fighting is just really, really bad. I wish they would have hired better choreographers for that. And yeah, that does it for the Sony announcement at CinemaCon. Are you guys interested in any of these movie announcements that are coming out throughout the year? Me, the one I'm probably the most excited for is Karate Kid at the moment. But I will say the next most excited one will probably be, surprisingly, the Legend of Zelda movie. Because I think there's a lot of stuff that they can do with that movie, and they could have a really good turnaround, and I think could possibly break the video game curse. And the last one I'd probably be the most excited about would be I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm not a big horror guy, but knowing how much I've loved those other movies and how much I enjoyed watching them with my cousin, and I'm hoping I get a chance to watch them with him again. But for the rest of the movies, I'm going to have to wait and see some trailers before I get too excited for them. So we'll see what ends up happening once they release some of this footage that they have. I'm sure that they showed footage for a lot of these movies, but they haven't been released online. But as soon as they are released, we'll talk more about them and how everything is looking. And yeah, that's a wrap for today's episode of the Truly Odd Podcast. So thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Until then, remember, stay true, be odd.